Hey everyone, today we got the round 21 review for SuperCoach. So this week we got 2,467, top 12%. So 20k for the round, 20k for the season, one trade left. It was an alright week, pretty mediocre. I feel like I'm basically, to put it in terms of the AFL ladder, it's like I'm in the middle part, not too low, not too high. So I'm not rebuilding and I'm not contending. I'm just in this footy purgatory for a lack of expression. But it's an alright week. We'll get into the team. With the defence, Jack Sinclair. So St Kilda lost by a lot, and he put up a pretty good score, 116. Was good to see. And conversely, Tom Stewart, playing in the same game, he won by a lot, and put up a very bad score. I was trying to look if he was getting any defensive attention to him, anyone tagging him. I think this fella, Machito Owens, maybe was a little bit in the defensive 50. I saw him man up on him. But I really think that's all it was, just manning up a few bits when it was in the Geelong defensive 50. I don't really think he was tagging him. I think Tom Stewart, in line with how most of my trades have been this year, just played bad as soon as I traded him in last week. First game back in the team for me after he was suspended rather. And yeah, just put up a very poor game in probably a game he should have put 80 more on this and got a 120. But it is what it is. Sam Doherty, 124. I was complaining last week that he was having too many clangers. And guess what? Only 2 clangers this week. 124. Look how his score cleans up so much. From 73.91 the previous 2 weeks to a nice 124. Funny how things work like that. And as a proverb goes, ask and you shall receive. It was in fact ratified. Aaron Hall, 105. Similarly to him, he also only got 2 clangers this week. But I think it was pretty mind-boggling if we're being honest. If you saw this game, I reckon he probably put up 6 or 7 clangers. He was turning the ball over constantly. I think really the saving grace was he was doing it from kickouts when he hadn't left the square yet, so they didn't actually count on his stat sheet. But otherwise, he would have got a lot less points. Probably would have got like 75. So he's lucky that he didn't get out of that square. Jane Short, 77, did not watch this game. Probably luckily, because I would have been frustrated watching him and Baker. I was watching the St Kilda Geelong game at this time. So, is what it is. And Crisp, 105. Pretty good score, bouncing back from a range of poor scores. Callum Dawson, alright game. And Buku Hums, I was saying last week he should not lose a spot until at least finals in the team. Got dropped as soon as I said that. And I would think I was probably proven right. Western Bulldogs probably should not have dropped him because I think they needed him against Fremantle. So, goes to show my footy prowess. Then in the midfield, Rory Laird, in his game 200, put up a 145. I think the commentators were saying he kicked 22 goals in his first 199 games, and he goes and puts on 2 in the first 5 minutes. So that was very serendipitous. And great score, can't complain. Tuke Miller, 98, sub 100, first time in a while he's done that. Against Hawthorn, who I was saying he didn't have the greatest form against last time he played them, scored a 109. So we didn't even put the vice captain on him, but it was alright. Rory Laird played well to back us up there. And Clayton Oliver, 152, was simply a beast, could not be stopped. That Collingwood midfield had nothing on him, even though Melbourne ended up losing. Clayton Oliver did all he could, and you can't really fault him. Lachie Neale against that Carlton midfield, which did not want to defend. Patrick Cripps, Sam Walsh, they're all offense pretty much. Paddy Dow in there and whoever else they were playing, to be honest. They did not want to defend, they just let Lachie Neale roam free, and you reap what you sow, to be honest, pretty much. Jack Steele, 93. Again, St Kilda were beaten pretty badly, so 93 is probably what you're going to end up with. Sam Walsh, hack kicks from stoppages, few too many clangers, 99 is what you get. And Patrick Cripps, happy for him. He's got himself a 2-week holiday. Probably Carlton's season is probably going to be over now after the next 2 rounds. And he's probably just wanted to get over to Cancun early. Sip a few pina coladas by the beach. So good on him, to be honest. And Jack McRae, his most memorable moment from his game against Fremantle was getting on Nathan O'Driscoll's mixtape. So that was alright for him. Should be run that highlight reel for a few more weeks and months to come. And Mitch Owens did alright. Then the Rucks, Jared Witts, played pretty well, went head-to-head with Big Boy McAvoy. And they played a pretty even duel. Who is retiring now? Big Boy. Hopefully he goes well there. But Witsy played well. And Darcy Cameron, 45. Not good enough. Playing on that Friday night game. Max Gawn, obviously a tough opponent. But still, 45 unacceptable, no matter which way you put it. And then even, to put salt in the wound, Bryn Teagle came in and scored 73. He was on 45 at halftime. I was looking at that and on the same amount that Darcy Cameron scored for a full game at halftime in his second game. It was just remind me of the time Dwayne Russell said, "Who writes this script?" in relation to a Stevie J goal. But really, it's like, who is writing this script? Bryn Teagle, more than Darcy Cameron in his second game at halftime. So, just me luck, really, to be honest, to put it bluntly. And now with the forward line, Dunkley, good game. He's putting in some serious hard yards and he's digging deep, and gotta credit him where he deserves it. Bontempelli, 100, was alright. English in that same game, going the Bulldogs here, but English, pretty subpar, 86, has not been that good since I traded him in, which was in this Geelong week. So, 200s in that time, compared to 1, 2, 3, 4 he had in the previous 6 weeks. Just what happens. Probably a bad trade, to be honest. Probably should have known he was already played his best footy for the season. Gotta read that one better, but it is what it is. Cornelio, 106, did pretty well. Heaney, 121, took advantage of that North Melbourne matchup. It was pretty close in the first half, but Sydney managed to pull away. And yeah, Heaney definitely took advantage of it. And Baker baked up something pretty poor. And just an aside, Josh Carmichael, 25, his lowest score in the past 2 weeks, despite it being his only game, full game. Last 2 weeks he was sub, and this week, full game, 25. Is what it is, I guess. And Callow did not play. So for trades, we are going to use our final trade of the season, and it's going to be Cripper. He can depart from the team. He can enjoy his little beachside holiday, wherever he goes. Maybe he'll go to Fiji or wherever he wants. Peru, maybe. He can enjoy it. And we're just going to bring in a great midfielder this season, Callum Mills, 117. Look at it, obviously the 214, great score. Couple lean weeks, and then recent form, been getting better and better. So, he should be good, should be consistent for the last 2 rounds. Don't need him for too long. And that's going to be the completed team for 2022. So yeah, this is how we're going to line up. This week, on field, pretty much the same stuff. I feel like Buku Khamis could potentially get a game against GWS, so not too hard, although they played well last week, GWS. Teagle, we got him for cover if English goes out. That's really all we can use him for. He plays last game of the round though anyway. And pretty much Carmichael, will he get a game? Will he not get a game? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But they did win, so he might. And so yeah, with regards to captaincy, we are going to resign it off to Miller this week. Obviously, sub 100. He has got Geelong this week, which will be tough. But really, it's not so much about him. It's more than just borderline salivating at the prospects of a Rory Laird matchup against North Melbourne and Clayton Oliver against Carlton. That Carlton midfield is going to provide absolutely zero defense this week. No Cripps, no Kennedy, no Hewitt. There's 3 big bodies out, so it should be all the contested footy for Clayton Oliver, who, yeah, gobbles up that contested footy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's pretty much what we're going to go with, and that should be good. I don't think Neil against St Kilda, they might try to tag him. We'll see. With Steele might match up on him. Obviously, saying that in Clayton Oliver with the Carlton matchup, there will be a lot of ball available for Walsh with those other 3 mids out. But again, just disposal efficiency has been pretty poor in regards to clangers, so he's got to really clean that up before I really start considering him for a captaincy. Dunkley has been in great form against GWS. They usually try to tag, but if they probably wouldn't even tag him. They probably tag someone like Bont. And Mills coming in straight this week. Would I even consider him? Who's he got? Collingwood. That's a tough matchup. And he hasn't been really putting out captaincy level scores recently. He's been putting out good scores, but not captaincy level. But anyway, yeah, that's the team. We're heading into the final 2 rounds. Should be very exciting. Hopefully I can get up to at least 15k from the 20-ish k I'm ranked at now. But we will see how it goes. And yeah, thanks for watching.